All right, everybody. I'm starting just a minute early to make sure everything's working right. Looks like we got folks from Elliott, Maine, Old Joe in New Jersey, Joe Lewin, St. Helens, UK, Huntsville, Alabama. People are checking in. It looks like streaming is good. Folks, if it starts, if you get a sync problem between audio and video, just try refreshing the browser. That worked in the tests earlier today. All right, we're just about ready to go here. All right, 3 o'clock in Texas, 99 degrees. Let's start with a little drinking days. Well, wait a minute. First, I got to say hello, a shout out to my niece, Maddie Roy. She turns 13 on Wednesday. Happy birthday, Maddie. Maddie's a drummer, and maybe she'll be tapping along with us this afternoon up in South Portland, Maine. Start with some drinking days, some day drinking with, let's see, Kristen Oberly requested this song, and as did Wayne from Tucson. My drinking days are over, no more nights at the carousel. My buddies say they're gonna miss me, but who could ever tell? I never knew what time it was till closing time came round. My drinking days are over, but I'm still trouble bound. I used to hang at the Horseshoe. You'd see me spinning at the Broken Spoke. I'd take some gal down to Green Hall. We lived on whiskey and smoke. Don't know how it all started. Didn't mean to hurt no one. Some bad luck, what's done can't be undone. Well, it was way past midnight, and Netta hollered out, last call. I turned around and Wranglin' Ron was headed for a brawl. I didn't know that other guy was a cop. I guess I didn't care. And sometimes you gotta act like you got a pair. That's what Wranglin' Ron told me one time. My drinking days are over, no more nights at the carousel. My buddies say they're gonna miss me, but who could ever tell? I never knew what time it was till closing time came round. My drinking days are over, but I'm still trouble bound. Well, I got a route out to Huntsville, but I'll be there for a while, staring out a mesh window, mile after mile. I don't have any regrets, well, maybe just a few. But a man's gonna do what he's gonna do. My drinking days are over, no more nights at the carousel. My buddies say they're gonna miss me. They can go to hell. I never knew what time it was till closing time came round. My drinking days are over, but I'm still trouble bound. I never knew what time it was till closing days came round. My drinking days are over, but I'm still trouble bound. My drinking days are over. Drinking days, not autobiographical yet, anyway. I don't see anybody complaining. I think we're up and running pretty good here. All right, I see I got, my friend Khalees from Baghdad is there. Isn't that amazing? Old Khalees, I've known for so long. Queens, New York City. People from all over the world coming in. That's so cool. All right, the next 3 songs are requests that came in way back in April when we started live streaming. Sorry for making you wait. I hope you're still with us. Let's see, the first one is, Welding Burns for Jeff from St. Louis and Marty Williamson, who also wanted to hear a Hank Williams song I used to do. We'll talk about that later on. But this is a song written with Rod Pycott's father in mind. He worked at the Naval Shipyard down the road from us. And one great benefit of living near a shipyard, a Navy shipyard, is Navy Yard tape. Y'all know what Navy Yard tape is? It's kind of like duct tape, but better. It's olive green, and it's a little bit wider, and it's got more of a fabric-y feel to it, and it's military strength. You can fix your car, you can do body work on your car with Navy Yard tape, and it'll last for years. But you can't buy it in the stores. You got to know someone at the Navy Yard. So, of course, our connection was old Dick Pycott. My father was a welder down at the Navy Yard, up on the North Atlantic where the winters come down hard. A union job, some overtime, nobody would complain. He went to work with humble pride through the snow and rain. Some things you're born to, some things you gotta learn. My father built his world on bone, muscle, and blood, and welding burns. After work there was some drinking, he'd get a little rough, just to knock the edges off, but he never got enough. He'd hang his coat up by the door, a lot of cigarettes. Mama'd take his supper out and turn off the TV set. Some things you're born to, some things you gotta learn. My father built his world on bone, muscle, and blood, welding burns. I can see him down at Lee's Mills Pond with the August sun warming her brown skin. Promised he'd take her away, but I think he knew even way back then, way back then. Forgot to take my shoes off. Hear the slapping. Mama said they're hiring, no need to graduate. Maybe your dad can make a call to the 788. I always thought I'd get away, but I thought I would rise above. I don't remember anymore what I was dreaming of. Some things you're born to, some things you'd better learn. My father was born bone, muscle, and blood, and welding burns. Some things you're born to, some things you gotta learn. My father built his world on bone, muscle, and blood, and welding burns. Welding Burns, written with Rod Pycott. He's up in Maine now, hanging out with his dad, his newly widowed father. Rod's mom passed away a couple weeks ago. Gonna do another song I wrote with Rod. This one goes out to the UK. I see we've got some UK listeners. West Sussex, I see California. I see Orange, California. Weatherford, Texas. Chatham, Illinois. Epping, England. Man, this is awesome. This one I had to practice. I haven't done this song in a long time. It's off the Everything You Love record. I'm gonna put the lyrics up. I'm gonna get the lyrics handy just in case I start to stumble on this one. It's been a long time. It's called Dreams. You hung your hopes on a crooked nail. Dropped your dreams down a rusted pail. A little broken china coffee cup that hold what's left of what you still won't give up. Where do all your dreams go to when it all starts to turn untrue? What is all you're wishing for when you don't believe the words anymore? You threw your love like a skipping stone. Never had a chance, you should have known. Begged the fates to give it back, and you're sinking as the sky goes black. And where do all your dreams go to when it all starts to come untrue? What is all you're praying for when you don't believe the words anymore? An eyelash lay upon her face. You still keep it in a secret place. Take it out and remember when she was here, then put it back again. Put it back again. A million stars in the coal black sky. Maybe one will fall for you tonight. A silver moon and diamonds high. A worthless penny when she said goodbye. And where do all your dreams go to when it all starts to turn untrue? What is all you're wishing for when you don't believe in dreams anymore? All right, that's Dreams. Going out to Simon McDonald in the UK. Hope he's hanging with us today. One more song that came in back in April. Let's see. Oh, yeah. I'm going to do the song Gone, and this is for Scott and Kelly, for Blenny and Gary, for Richard Smith, hey Richard, and for Tim via YouTube. I try to be good about the YouTube comments, but if you really want to get your requests in, you got to sign up on the mailing list. That's where we have a little paper trail, and we'll take care of you if you're on the mailing list. Easy to sign up. We won't bug you too much. But Gone is a song I wrote with another high school friend. Rod Picott and Nicole St. Pierre and I are all graduates of Marshwood High School. Grew up in South Berwick, Maine, a nice little small town. When we lived there, it was a few dairy farms and a shoe factory and a shipyard down the road and a GE factory across the river. And it's more of a suburban community now, but South Berwick actually has a history of writers. Sarah Orne Jewett was born and raised in South Berwick, and she wrote really beautiful, easy, sort of gentle tales about bucolic life in a small town and farmland. Really nice stuff. In the 20th century, we had Robert Persig lived in South Berwick for a long time, the later years of his life. This is a book, Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance, that I picked up in college and started reading immediately after I finished reading it the first time. I read it twice in a row. I was so enthralled with it. And then just recently he moved away, but for a long time, Nicholson Baker lived in South Berwick, Maine, right downtown, my hometown. He just sent me his latest book. I've read about half of Nicholson Baker's books. They're really great. Some fiction, some nonfiction. This is nonfiction about trying to navigate the Freedom of Information Act and how bizarre and absurd it is to wait years and years and years for secrets that are legally supposed to be revealed. Secrets from going back to the 1950s. It's crazy. So I'm really enjoying this right now. Okay, so the song Gone. I need a capo for this. Song that was written, the seed of this song was just something that Nicole's grandmother used to say. She used to have this little funny thing. She'd say, "Now where are my glasses? I had them, and then I set them down on the coffee table. I turned around, and there they were, gone." That's how we started this song. I was going on 9, I was going on 9, I was going on 12 and she was just 9, passing around her little valentines with the devil dancing there in her eyes, teasing someday she would be my bride. I said, "You're just a little girl, now go on." And as soon as I turned around, there she was gone. There she was gone. I started thinking about her every day. Started singing a young love song. There she was gone. Now we're out of school and she's my girl, but a restless soul needs to see the world. I search for a promise in those dancing eyes. Would she settle down by my side? She whispers in my ear, "Baby, can't hold on." So I opened up my arms, and there she was gone. There she was gone. I was thinking about her night and day. I was singing a lovesick song. There she was gone. Now we're mom and dad with a girl of our own, growing like a weed in this happy home. She's got that devil in her mama's blue eyes, and no one realizes how time flies. Until the house is still, no more little girl songs. One day we turned around, and there she was gone. I'm an old man now, she's still my girl, spends her days in a long gone world. There's a darker devil hiding in her eyes, telling her she's someone else's wife. She looks at me and says, "Mister, what's wrong?" And right before my eyes, there she is gone. There she was gone. I was searching for her every day. I was singing a worried man's song. There she was gone. There she was gone. Oh, I'll think about her all my days. I'll be singing an old love song. There she was gone. Gone, written by Nicole St. Pierre and myself. We're going to do a couple songs that I wrote with friends of mine. You all know by now that I have a lot of talented friends that I like to spread the word about them. The first one is we're going to do today is old Adam Carroll. I've known him for quite a long time, and he lives in Wimberley now. If you don't know about Adam Carroll, you should check him out, especially if you're a Guy Clark fan or a John Prine fan. I'm pretty sure you're going to like Adam Carroll. 2 R's, 2 L's. I Walked in Them Shoes. That's his latest record, but all of his records are really fantastic. Excuse me. And so I'm going to do his song called, let's see, which one am I doing? Race Car Joe. This goes out to the Houston Grogans, my in-laws from Houston. All right. Hope you're watching in today, everybody. And I recorded this song up in Nashville about 12 years ago, and my buddy Charles Arthur played guitar on it. Charles was with me in the early days of touring in the 77 Police Impound Auction tour vehicle with no AC. He really roughed it with me and Ivan Brown. And then he decided to settle down in Richmond and have a family, and now he's the wedding singer. He has a very in-demand wedding band outfit in Richmond now. But if you want to check out Charles's music, he puts out records on Bandcamp, and I highly recommend them. They're really fun, instrumental and singing. He sings and he plays all the instruments like Prince, and he really does it well too. So check out Charles Arthur and Adam Carroll when you get a chance. All right, little Race Car Joe. When the wheels are rolling, he's alive, doing 94 in a 55, in a burning engine. He would go down the Gladewater Highway, Race Car Joe. Past the Green Frog sign where they sold beer, he takes his orders from an engineer, and he tells the two pushers which way to go. That's one day's work for Race Car Joe. He's got the camel points for one last drag before he takes the grandkids out to Six Flags. And the wind has weathered where the wrinkles show, and the years ain't broken. Race Car Joe. Well, that's Charles Arthur playing the lead guitar on the album version of this, on the unsung album. And the guitar solo is almost entirely one note, you might notice, until the very end. There's the restless dreams, there's oil fires, there's broken drill bits on a blown out tire. There's all nude strip joints, it's a holy road, he's seen them all. Race Car Joe. He's 6'5", East Texas style. He's got brand new teeth now on a crooked smile, in a one-ton pickup with a cancer glow. When he smiles at you, Race Car Joe. When he laughs at you, Race Car Joe. When he smiles at you, Race Car Joe. Race Car Joe by Adam Carroll. Another song from the unsung record is Oh Roberta, which had a very nice life over on Pandora as my number one streamed Pandora song for a long time. I think because it got onto the Chris Isaac radio somehow. Sometimes the internet works. Sometimes, who knows? Speaking of which, Karen set up an Instagram for me, an account a couple years ago, and I didn't want to deal with it. There's so much going on, Twitter, Facebook, all that. And Karen's come. Are you coming? Okay. Karen's. Everything's okay? Yeah. Okay. I finally decided I got to do the Instagram thing. I hadn't made any posts, and I realized that the streaming services like Spotify, they judge you on how many Instagram followers you have. So I got to do Instagram. And I like photography, so I'm going to try to embrace it. So if you're into Instagram and you haven't signed up yet, please go follow me over there. So we're going to do a song by my buddy Graham Weber, folk troubadour, crooning balladeer, country drifter, and also a wonderful father to little Miette, who she's going to have a birthday pretty soon, isn't she? Was she 4?
Yeah, I think so.
I think Miette is 4. Are you watching Miette? Miette, are you 4? You're not 5 yet, are you? I don't think so. But this is Graham Weber's song, and this goes out to, let's see, oh, this is anonymous. Somebody saw a show of ours in Port Aransas, Texas, down on the coast, and asked for this song through the website, and we're happy to do it. Something's wrong. Something's rattling. Oh, I got the wrong pick here. In days when I rode on the wind, I'd find a town, begin to look at life as green, a new in-town routine. And just as I would stumble in, I'd up and hit the ground again, still wandering for a different scene. Now my heels left the pedal to feel the motor between my toes. I used to think that I was something, still something I suppose. And you still see my silhouette when your lashes start to close. I'd like to know, oh Roberta, where have you gone? All those nights when I'd be up too late and you'd catch me in my altered state of consciousness, and I'd confess all my inner thoughts of fear and shame. The way you spoke my name, you boost my confidence like a soft caress. And I don't know what town it is. No, that's I don't know. What was that?
What time it is?
No, that's the last verse. I don't know. I gotta get the words. Wait a minute. I'm trying to play the last verse and the third verse. I thought I could do without it. I'm here clear left to center on the unridable road. I wish I knew the way that I was supposed to go, but I'm still the same old fool you used to know. Oh Roberta, where have you gone? It's been years since we said goodbye. Your cheeks were wet, my mouth was dry, and I recall I'd never seen you cry before. Haven't seen you since I walked out that door. Well, life's been up and down since then. I think it's moving up again. That's life, I guess. A long string of tests. And I don't look for you and other people like I used to do. That's dangerous. And my soul needs a rest. And I don't know what time it is of the town I'm sleeping in. Fred, I get frightened. Should I see your face again? But I fall back on my heels and spin around. Oh, Roberta, where are you now? Sorry about that, Graham, if you're listening. But I was trying to go without my lyric cheat sheets. I have them handy, but they're not up until I click on them. But let's see, where are we now? Look, need a harp. We got a special guest coming up, making a special on-demand appearance a couple months back. Karen, my wife and manager extraordinaire, did a couple of harmony songs with us on the June stream. Hey, Karen, you might need to move that chair up a little bit. Make room for you here. Karen's going to sing harmony on 2 totally different songs we've been rehearsing the last couple of days. First
God
one.
bless y'all.
Oh. How's everybody doing out there? Are they having fun?
I hope so.
Okay, I'm going to get the words up just in case. I'm going to start with a song I wrote with my buddy Dave Farnsworth. This goes out to Jeanette and Tim and Lori Blixt, some of our favorite people out there. They used to host a house concert for us and like-minded folks years ago, and they come to shows still now and then. It's always good to catch up with them.
And we did the Vermont thing.
Yeah, we did a very special show up in Vermont a few years back, and they were at that. Some diehard fans.
They set it up.
Oh, they set it up. That's right. It was all they're doing. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
So it's for Tim and Lori and for Jeanette. You all set?
Well, we'll see.
Let me good. You're on the other side of the world tonight, but under the same cold stars. And tonight I'll dream you right back home to this little life of ours. We'll walk hand in hand through fields of green, just like we did last year. And it's so hard to wake up every day and watch as your dreams disappear. Your little boys, what's that? It's quiet here, your little boy's asleep. He looks more like you every day. Oh, won't you come back, my darling. Each night I pray on bended knee. Won't you come back to the green mountains and me? You see a car winding up the driveway up to your parents' place. Your old man looks up from his raking as the color drains from your mama's face. She's crying softly by the window now as your daddy shakes the soldier's hands. The taillights disappear into the woods below. He's frozen in the doorway where he stands in the silent snow. I hear you singing in my ear. Oh, won't you come back, my darling. Each night I pray on bended knee. Won't you come back to the green mountains and me? Well, the seasons come and the seasons go, and we live from day to day. And I lose a little bit of myself with each tear I wipe away. People on the street used to stop and talk. Now they look down, walk on by. Won't you come back, my darling. Each night I pray on bended knee. Won't you come back to the green mountains and me? Nice job.
Oh, thanks.
It sounded great.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Oh, it's nice to have harmony.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, we're going way back in time now.
Can I
This
have
is a
whiskey?
song. You want a little sip?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
It's
is a tough one.
It's a little stressful. Yeah,
It
I'm
is.
doing these.
Oh, you want some?
I'll have a sip. Cheers, everybody.
Oy, oy.
This is a really old song from my very first nationally released record. It came out in 1997. Look Back at Me is the song. And
Who's this one for?
let's see. This was requested by Ross and Sue. No, that's not right. I'm looking ahead of myself. Nope, this is for the Witten Mirror crew in New Jersey. Janet, Greg,
Oh.
Andre, and Jack.
Jersey.
Yeah, going out
Send
to the
us
crew.
some pizza.
The Jersey crew. I remember when I recorded this song, the guy from the record label said, yeah, everybody's got to have a Buddy Holly tribute song. And that's kind of what this is. It's just
Really?
a light love song, yeah. Oh,
Okay.
hey, look. Oh, we've got a frozen camera. This happened during testing, and I know how to fix it. Hold on, everybody.
It happened
Stand by.
earlier.
It happened earlier?
A little bit.
Yeah. Song I wrote with a gal from Ohio named Laura Nando. All right, you got your words?
Yep.
1, 2, 3. What if I told you it's okay? What if I took your breath away? You'd follow me. I know you would. What if I proved I'm worthy worthy of the price you pay to earn my love. I'm saving myself for you. When you walk by my doorstep, baby, I can't help watching you and waiting to see, 'cause you just might look back at me. 1, 2, 3. Maybe you'll answer all my prayers. Maybe you'll stop at the foot of my stairs and talk to me about the sunny day. Maybe I'll write you a loving song. Maybe I'll love you all night long. I'm saving myself for you. When you walk by my doorstep, baby, I can't help watching you. I'm waiting to see. You just might look back at me one more time. When you walk by my doorstep, baby, I can't help watching you. I'm waiting to see, 'cause you just might look back at me. You just might, you just might, you just might look back at me. All right, got a little Buddy Holly in there?
A little bit.
Knocked you off. Knocked you off, didn't it? Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Should have warned you about that. Karen Cleaves, everybody.
Bye.
She's going to go back to the chat room and she'll take care of you, all your requests and questions. You can get that chair out of the way now. Yep,
Yes,
thanks.
Thank you.
All right, where are we now? Let's see. I'm going to fix my pages. Oh, you ready to do the merch giveaway? I'll do the trivia question now, okay?
Yeah.
We're going to do a merch giveaway. You know, Karen, what's that?
You know what you're doing.
Yep, I'm doing it. Yep. Karen, as most people know, Karen books all the shows and puts them up on the website and takes them all down when they get canceled. So she's had a busy year. She had this entire year booked beautifully, a beautiful tour through 2020. And one by one, she had to cancel them. It was kind of heartbreaking. But she's also in charge of the merch page, and she fulfills all the merchandise in the living room there. We hope to get a few little spurt. We all get a little spurt, little surge after a live stream. We haven't been to the merch page in a while. We've got some new Breakfast in Hell t-shirts, caps, and koozies. A new Drinking Days shirt this year as well. We've got CDs. We're out of vinyl, but we have CDs of the latest records. And we're going to do a giveaway now. The first person who chats into Karen the correct answer to this trivia question is going to get to pick anything they want off the old merch page. And the question is, well, it relates to a dog we used to travel with. She's gone now. But for 16 years, we traveled with a very well-mannered, loving pup. And if anyone knows the name of our pup and or how she got her name, that will be the winner of the trivia prize. So what is the name of the dog we traveled with for 15 years? I'm going to sing a song, chat into Karen. The first person to chat in with that answer to that question will get anything they want off the website. And just Karen will post her email address, and you can just email her with your address, and she'll box it up and send it to you tomorrow. So where are we now? We're going to go for another song that was requested all the way back in April by Lorraine, and she requested again in July. Thanks for being patient, Lorraine. I'll be very happy to do this song called Skunk Juice for you, a song that's about going to the salvage yard, going to the junkyard to get parts for my car, which is something I used to do quite a bit of. And the car, let's see, I think I have a picture of the car that I did most of that part shopping for. That's a 1974 Dodge Dart Sport, the car that we moved to Texas in 1991. My buddy Greg Nettles found it at a junkyard. He paid $200 for it on my behalf and put another couple $100 into it. And I drove it to Texas and toured in it for several years, about 10 years until I got a van, until I got a band and a van. So that's Skunk Juice. And so while we're doing this song, I'm going to play a little montage of junkyard scenes just for fun. Rolling down Witch Trot Road today, gotta build me a new rear end. I got sand in my pockets and skunk juice on my hands. On a ruddy road full of glass and steel, got a toolbox under my arm. And I'm a-looking for a Mopar in this old boneyard farm. They got Camaros here and Firebirds too, all twisted up in the Mountain Dew. Pickups there, vans and rims and rice rockets out behind the GMs, Fords and old school buses rust just the way they were when they bit the dust. Mopars are always way out back between the muddy river and the rusty railroad track. Yeah, the Mopars are always hard to find, but you can always find a few. There's Cordobas and Furies and Darts and Dusters too. There's a Diplomat on a swinger, a New Yorker, a demon and a scamp. There's a 68 Barracuda grill with both tail lamps. Yeah, the owner's got a little attitude, but he'll give you a deal if he's in the mood. Some say it's the moxie that makes him mean. Some say he gargles gasoline. He's pulling engines, booking parts, sorting alternators and stacking starters, fenders, gas tanks, bumpers too. This radiator damn near good as new. Rolling down Agamenicus Road today, gotta build me a new rear end. I got sand in my pockets and skunk juice on my hands. I got sand in my pockets and skunk juice on my hands. I got sand in my pockets and skunk juice on my hands. All right, a little skunk juice. Let's see. I wonder if anybody got the trivia question. Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah, I see it. All right, somebody won. Excellent. I had a backup question in case nobody got that. I was going to say, what do all the cars in that scene have in common? Let's see if somebody gets that question just for fun. No prize for that one, sorry, just bonus points. What do all the cars in the montage have in common? All right, where are we now? Retune. Got a song for Ross and Sue. This is Life's Other Side from my very first CD that I put out right after I got to Texas in 1992. Songs that I wrote in Maine in 1991 probably. Early batch of songs. Life's Other Side was requested by Ross and Sue. A song that I kind of put some new words onto the Hank Williams song, Pictures from Life's Other Side. And that's how I wrote my first batch of songs. And I felt a little guilty about it, like I was cheating. I think I have a picture of that early album. Look at that guy, no gray hair whatsoever. Looking pretty cool in his leather jacket there, 1992. So I wrote songs by just adding words and verses to Hank Williams songs and Woody Guthrie songs. And somebody asked earlier for my version of I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry with the bridge that I added. Which, yes, I had the audacity to do that when I was a kid, starting out as a busker and was playing on street corners and bars. I don't do that anymore. I write my own songs now, but in the old days, I had some help. And like I said, I felt a little guilty about it, but then I found out years later that Hank Williams' song, Pictures from Life's Other Side, is based on an old English folk song. So, and then a couple years after that, I heard Pete Seeger talking about adding new words to old melodies. He called it the folk process. So I guess I was doing it right all along. No need to feel guilty. I better get the lyrics up on this one. Oh, you know what? I looked for the lyrics and I couldn't find them on this one. This song is so old it doesn't even exist on the internet. It came out, it was written before the internet even existed. Picture. This is Life's Other Side. I took a stroll into life's other side. I stumbled in with my eyes open wide. I was searching, I guess, for new sins to confess. Just a kid, I had nothing to hide. Growing up in a comfortable home, I'd never been out on my own. I met a girl and so to the projects we'd go, where she was raising her baby alone. Where she was raising her baby alone. She was 20 and I was 18, and I'd never seen life lived so mean. I drove from my side of town to the other side on down, and I learned that there's no in between. That summer my innocence burst. I satisfied my curious thirst, where the welfare check buys beer and cigarettes and cocaine and whiskey and worse. And cocaine and whiskey and worse. Some people are born, they live and they die on the same side streets each day of their lives. It didn't seem right, it didn't seem fair, but I was born here and she was born there. I said, Kim, you've got to get out of here. You can't live in frustration and fear. She just cried. Mama said, you've made your own bed, now you've got to sleep in it, dear. I couldn't change things, but Lord, I tried. There's no life like low life, she cried. Now I'm content to sit back on my side of the tracks and look at pictures from life's other side. Just look at pictures from life's other side. Ooh, that's an oldie but a goodie. All right, thanks for requesting that, Ross and Sue. I guess I ought to show put up the tip jar, folks. This is a free show. Tips are totally optional. I don't want you to feel bad if you're not tipping, or if you tipped on earlier shows last month or the month before, you're good. But if you feel like tipping and if you can afford it, it helps us out. You know, we lost a big chunk of our income when we lost all those gigs, and streaming helps. It doesn't bring it all back, but it helps a lot, and people have been very, very generous. Let's see, if you, I got some tipping, yeah, the tipping stuff is on the screen. And also, if you scroll down below the video in the more info, under the more info button, or the down arrow button, I think, if you're mobile, there's actually links you can click on after the show that'll take you right to the donation sites. So thanks, everybody. Where are we now? We'll do song from the Still Fighting the War record. Actually, we got a bunch of songs coming up from the Still Fighting the War record that came out a few years ago. We're going to do Hometown USA. And this goes out to Joe Lewin, who was one of our biggest fans. Joe, it's always great to see you in the chat there. Joe remembers seeing Huddy and the Blue Whale at a show or two back in 2000. That was a long time ago. Yep, that was the heyday. Some good times back then. I still have the Blue Whale, and there's still a lot of Huddy hair in the carpet of the Blue Whale, but Huddy's long gone. Now, I've got to put this in the right spot here. This is Hometown USA. Wrote the song with some guys from Ohio, Mike Morgan and Jeff Elliott. Let's see, have I got everything ready to go here? Oh yeah, this is for Joe Lewin and for Carol Coggin. A dedication to Brian, who had a birthday on the 14th. Happy birthday, Brian. It's closing time tonight in Harlan. Shut the alarm, turn out the lights. Not a soul out on the sidewalk as she steps into the night. Across the parking lot she fumbles in her handbag for the keys. Another long day of thank yous, yes ma'ams, and may I help you please. Sure didn't turn out like she planned. She thought she'd be a star by now, dodging paparazzi cameras, but she's in Harlan still somehow. What happened to the leading lady, living her life upon the stage, still only working as an extra in a film called Hometown USA? Now somewhere south of town on 40, a Greyhound bus rolls through the night, and staring out a greasy window, he keeps searching for the light. No choice but head back home to Harlan when foreclosure shut him down. And after all that he had worked for, just to end up right back in your hometown. What happened to the ride-em cowboy, living his life out on the range? He's just another hired hand now in a film called Hometown USA. Now they don't know their fate is turning. They're drifting closer in the dark. And as he heads in for a quick one, she's already at the bar. Tonight her lines will come so natural, and he'll tell tales of trails he rode. They'll fall in love beneath the neon. Tonight they're gonna steal the show. Sure didn't turn out like they planned, but they found their own true way. It's not the big break that they dreamed of, but you know they're gonna be okay. It's not a bad part after all now, in a film called Hometown USA. Alrighty. Hometown USA. I'm going to do one song that is not a request today, folks. This is a very, very special now for something completely different kind of moment. I'm going to put my guitar down. A couple months ago, I showed some pictures of some drawings I did as a child, as a teenager, and as a child, 9-year-old child. You can see the clown picture behind me there. That's one I did when I was 8. I took piano lessons when I was a kid, and I wasn't a very good student, but when you're that age, you can't help just absorbing the new knowledge, and I'm so glad that I stuck with it, because piano sort of disappeared from my life after a while. I switched over to guitar in my college years, and then, bouncing around in my 20s and 30s, didn't really have access to a piano, so I forgot all that music. Kind of forgot how to play. But about 20 years ago, my buddy Ivan Brown, he found a nice upright piano at the Salvation Army. And we bought it, and I started trying to remember all those little pieces, and I even started learning some new ones. There's one little Beethoven piece that I learned when I was about 14, I guess, taking lessons there from Diane Dean. Jim and Di Dean are dear family friends, still with us, thankfully. I'm going to attempt to do one of those piano songs. It's going to be like piano recital all over again. I've got to switch mics and switch cameras. Fancy stuff. Looks like it's mic's working. This is a Sonata by Ludwig van Beethoven. I think I liked that song when I was 14. Let's see, that was 1978. So yeah, Star Wars. It came out. The song reminded me of that Star Wars theme. That's why that stuck in my head all those years. All right. Flip over the mic. Flip over the scene. All right, did that work? Hope so. Let's see. Somebody said beautiful. Great. John. Okay. Oh yeah, a picture of John and Yoko that I did in my high school art class. And can anybody identify that the other little red and black print of the lips with the tack between the teeth? I'm curious if anyone knows what that refers to. I need a guitar. All right. Alrighty, the mic switch didn't work, somebody says. Oh well, somebody said it worked beautifully. Who knows? This mic's working now, right? Yeah. Alright, let's see, where are we now? Alright, next request is from Mary from St. Louis, from Sue and Dave in Toronto, and another Dave, I assume it's a different Dave, wanted to hear the song Whim of Iron. A song I wrote, was inspired by two women and my grandfather. The first woman, all the details of the story were inspired by my old friend Deirdre Nice from Portland, Maine. I've known her for about 31 years. She has a wonderful creative energy. We've been friends for a long time. She's been supported my music career for a long time. And she has many kind of wacky projects, but one was fixing up an old dilapidated church and turning it into a performance center, the St. Lawrence Arts Center in Portland, Maine, the gem of Munjoy Hill. So all the words in the song are about her, but the title of the song came from something my grandfather said to his niece, the actress Prudence Wright Holmes. When Prudence was just a kid, right out of high school, I believe, she left her comfortable middle-class suburban home to go to New York City in the early 1970s to pursue her career as an actress. And her parents and my grandfather, her uncle, who was a very straight-laced businessman, you can see him there in his official General Foods corporate executive suite photo there, promo shot. He was horrified that she would throw away a stable life or the crazy life of a struggling actress. But she struggled, and she kept at it, and she's still at it now. And sure, she never became a big Hollywood movie star, but she got her big national break in 1978 with a guest spot on Charlie's Angels. I remember watching it. I was 14. She was in the very first scene, and she was thrown over the rail of the cruise ship, thus setting in motion the murder of the story, the plot of the story. She was also in Sister Act with Whoopi Goldberg and Kingpin with Woody Harrelson. God's Pocket, she had a scene with Philip Seymour Hoffman. And she was in the recent Buster Scruggs thing that Coen Brothers did. So 42 years in the music biz. My cousin, Prudence Wright Holmes. Yep, I'd say she has a whim of iron, that's for sure. My grandfather said, Prudence, you have a whim of iron. I don't know if he was like gently insulting her and encouraging her at the same time or what, but he was a guy who enjoyed wordplay. He was a marketing guy, an executive down on Madison Avenue in marketing for General Foods. So you know how to turn a phrase. Whim of Iron, he said. I thought when I heard that story, I thought, I know someone with a whim of iron. My friend Deirdre. I'm going to write a song about her. She had a whim of iron. You couldn't tell her no. And if you did, she'd prove you wrong and say, I told you so. She'd get a big idea. Friends would roll their eyes. Then she'd pull it off when no one else would even dare to try. She had a whim of iron, like the time she met this broke-down poet. He was a World War II vet. One day he proposed, and she said, I do, to this gentle soul. She didn't care that he was 92. She tried to buy the old church before they tore it down. She took up a collection all over town. She raised a couple million, fixed it up so nice. Now there's dancers and artists and singers where there used to be bats and mice. She ran for office once in the state of Maine. She said, I'll bet I can't do worse than old what's-his-name. She shook things up for a little while, told the good old boys off good with a wink and a smile. She had a whim of iron. You couldn't tell her no. And if you did, she'd prove you wrong and say, I told you so. She'd get a big idea. Friends would roll their eyes. Then she'd pull it off when no one else would even dare to try. She had a whim of iron. You couldn't tell her no. She had a whim of iron. All right, just a little ditty for my buddy Deirdre. A little shout out to my cousin Tina, Prudence Ride Holmes. We're going to get serious on you now, folks. Back to the serious folk music. Going to do Still Fighting the War. We did this in May, but it was requested again over the last couple months. Nate Webster asked to hear this song. Azim in Turkey asked for this last month. I see that he's on the chat this month. And Mike in Wimberley, a Vietnam vet, a neighbor. Thanks, Mike. I hope you can join us this afternoon. Hope you're with us. Still Fighting the War. I wrote with Wrangling Ron Coy. One of his best friends was a very troubled Vietnam vet who never was the same when he came home. I didn't know any vets personally that were suffering, but I did some research and I came across a photo essay by Craig Walker in the Denver Post that won a Pulitzer Prize. Let me get a screenshot of it here. He followed around an Iraq War vet named Scott Ostrom, who was having a hard time readjusting to society. And I strongly urge you to open up a new tab in your browser and Google Craig Walker Pulitzer and scroll down a bit and you'll see these pictures that are on the screen right now. And there's about a dozen pictures as Scott was trying to figure things out when he came back from the war, and Craig did an amazing job documenting the trials. Craig has told me that Scott's doing a whole lot better now, and I'm so happy to hear that. All right, everybody. I hope you do the little slideshow thing, because it's going to make this song even more powerful. Hard times coming home now. Can't get your feet on the ground. Got some issues and no one wants you around. Barely sleeping and you can't get through to the VA on the phone. No one's hiring and no one wants to give you a go. And everyone else is carrying on just like they've always done before. You've been home for a couple of years now, buddy, but you're still fighting the war. Flashback to Fallujah, lost another best friend. 3 tours of duty and you're wondering when it's all gonna end. Bodies broken and bones shattered, blood and dust in your mouth. Getting weary, but you're one of the few in the crowd. Sometimes you wonder why you went. You don't wonder what you stayed on for. You've been home for a couple of years now, buddy, but you're still fighting the war. Men go off to war for 100 reasons, but they all come home with the same demons. Some you can keep at bay for a while, some will pin you to the floor. You've been home for a couple of years now, buddy, but you're still fighting the war. The bedspread is frayed, faded and tearing apart. Two strangers holding each other in the dark. Tell me, what were you dreaming? How did you think it would end? How many heroes are scattered out into the wind? And all the happily ever afters turn to broken dishes and slamming doors. You've been home for a couple of years now, buddy, but you're still fighting the war. Heavy stuff. I see a lot of nice responses, a lot of hearts coming through the chat. Thank you, everybody. I see someone saying a little bit video slightly out of sync with lips. I noticed that happened in some tests early today, and you can fix it by reloading your browser. I tried it a few times and it works. So try refreshing your browser if you get a little bit out of sync stuff. All right, we're going to stay on a pretty somber mood here. We're going to do Flowered Dresses by my friend Karen Poston. Karen Poston got some tough news a couple of weeks ago. Karen was diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer a couple of weeks ago. It's the same cancer that killed her mom and her aunt and her grandmother. Not Lydia, a different grandmother. But Karen is the author of Lydia and Flowered Dresses, and we co-wrote the songs Drinking Days and Horseshoe Lounge, and off the new record, a song called Little Guys. So I need Karen to stick around, so that Karen Poston to stick around, so we can write some more songs together, and I can play some more of her songs in the future. So if you're inclined, if you're a huge fan of Karen's songs, there's a GoFundMe page set up for her now. Last I checked, she's about halfway to her goal already after just a few days, so we're getting a lot of love out there. If you just Google Karen Poston GoFundMe, you can find it. And so we're going to do this song with Karen in mind. She wrote this beautiful song called Flowered Dresses. And this goes out to Yvette Jean, who's been extraordinarily generous to us during the streams. Every month she's sent in some funds, and we appreciate it so much. Thanks, Yvette. She was leaning long-legged beneath a bottle cap sign of the country store with a Coke and a smile. Coolest place to linger on an Arkansas day when she saw him passing by. He said, "I'll take you back to Texas and my name is Ray, where the stars are bigger than the hit parade." And she stopped dreaming her dreams, started dreaming his, traded in her childhood. And she wore flowered dresses for him, rolled her hair and scrubbed her freckled skin, on the chance that they were going out tonight, catch a show, maybe grab a bite. And she looked real nice, she looked real nice. Sometimes I think about my daddy and his Old Spice grin, a clean pressed shirt and a farmer's tan. She never asked him questions and he never told her lies, but I heard my mama cry, son. And I was sitting in the hallway on the night he left, hugging my knees, holding my breath. I was never sure why, but he was damn sure gone. Thought it was maybe my fault. And she wore flowered dresses for him, rolled her hair and scrubbed her freckled skin, the chance that they were going out tonight, catch a show, maybe grab a bite. And she looked real nice, she looked real nice. Now the evening is just starting to chill a bit. The fireflies over the field, and it brings to mind the glider where she used to sit, count the headlights on the highway. And I think of where you're going, where you are tonight, what you must have seen since I last saw those eyes. I know I can't win if I do not play, but this whole thing scares me. And she wore flower dresses for him, rolled her hair and scrubbed her freckled skin, on the chance that they were going out tonight, catch a show, maybe grab a bite. And she looked real nice, she looked real nice. Yeah, she looked real nice, she looked real nice. All right, sending healing vibes to our friend Karen Poston. Folks, we're almost done. I can take a sip of whiskey now. I think this has been a fun stream. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. We've got one more song to do. We're running out of time, but I want to do a little shout out to Jerry and Paul, who requested Quick as Dreams and Below. Didn't have time to do those this month, but they are up on Slaid Cleaves Official on YouTube. I do have most of the streams archived up there. I think they're on the May. I think they're on the May show. So Jerry and Paul, your songs are on the May show. I'll try to do them next month or the one after. Also, I want to do a shout out to Rick Converse and Joe Lewin for their Stump the Band skills. They've been sending me very obscure covers that I used to do years ago, Springsteen songs, Fred Eaglesmith songs, songs from my first couple of records that I haven't done in years and years and years. And I'm going to try to surprise you guys one of these days, but it takes a lot of work to relearn those old songs from my old brain. Another shout out to Kelly Simons, who asked for some Don Walser. I'm not quite in good enough vocal shape to do the Don Walser song today, but I'm going to close out the song with my little tribute to the great one. Let's do a few pictures of old Don. There he is in his prime, wearing his 10-gallon hat. I believe Gerf Morlix owns that hat now. Don gave it to him before he passed away. There's old Don in front of the Broken Spoke, his sort of natural habitat. Boy, it sure was a treasure in my memories to get to hang out with Don and see him play and sit in with his band and see his smile when I played songs for him. And he was one of a kind. I miss him dearly. We're going to close out the scene with my little tribute to Don here. Let me get my notes handy. I haven't done this one in a long time, too, so better get the notes. Alrighty. Up at Henry's Bar and Grill on the north side of town, I saw a man reach up to heaven and pull a song on down to a smoke-filled room of misfits, young and old and brave and small. And with the laughing eyes of the Buddha, he shared it with us all. And every soul in that roadhouse felt the power of his song. Through life's joys and sorrows, he brought us together as one. They called him God's own yodeler, the Pavarotti of the plains. There's no bigger voice in Texas, Don Walser was his name. He was raised out in the Mesa, just a boy when his mama died. But daddy at the mill all night, in that empty house he cried. He'd climb up in the oak tree to sing his broken heart. The neighbors gathered in the yard, listening in the dark, singing songs about West Texas, cowboys and old John Deeres, rodeos and drive-ins and the thrill of teenage years. They called him God's God's own yodeler, the Pavarotti of the plains. There's no bigger voice in Texas. Don Walser was his name. Yodeloo, yodeloo, yodelay, yodeloo, yodelay, tee. From the honky-tonks and dance halls to the Grand Old Opry, Don Walser brought a smile to every fan he came to see. Now it's oxygen, wheelchairs, trips to the docks in town. His days kept getting longer, he knew he was glory bound. My friend, your work is done here, and I'd say you did it well. Your voice rings down from heaven all the way to the devil himself. And now you're God's own yodeler high above the Texas plains. We miss you here in Austin. With love we speak your name. Yodeloo, yodeloo, dee, yodeloo, dee. Yodeloo, yodeloo, yodelay, yodeloo, yodelay, dee, 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 dee. Yep. Late great Don Walser. That's a good way to end the show, folks. I'm so glad you were able to hang with us on a Sunday afternoon in America. Maybe you are watching from the future. Thanks for clicking in on the archive down the road. If you want to share this with your friends, it'll be up on the archive for a while at Slaid Cleaves Official. That's my YouTube official page. I'm gonna take a look at the chat one more time. We go to Ottawa. I love hearing where people are coming from. This is so amazing here. It's midnight in Turkey. Azim Barris is in Turkey, and it's midnight. Thanks for staying up, Azim. Appreciate it. Rabbi Paul Curlin. Thank you, Rabbi. My favorite thing in this world is my wife's smile, and listening to you put the biggest smile on her face. Oh, man. That's so awesome to hear. Thank you so much. You know, I don't get to see much of this chat during the show because I'm looking at the camera and my notes. But I do watch the shows after to sort of take notes, see what I did right, what I did wrong, and I get a big kick out of watching the chats. It's sort of like reliving the show and reliving the enthusiasm coming from all of you out there. So thanks so much for joining the chat and coming to us live. The next time I'm going to be live is in 2 weeks. 2 weeks from today, 2 o'clock Sunday afternoon, Nashville time. I'm going to be the guest on Mary Gaucher's weekly live stream. We'll talk, we'll trade songs back and forth, and we'll have a good time. So that's in 2 weeks. I'll send an email out to everyone on the mailing list. Go to slaid.com to sign up on the mailing list. I'll do my own full set in September. I'll start putting the requests together this week, and I'll send an email out when I set a date for it. All right, thank you all so much for tuning in. I'm going to sign out now. Take care.